Good morning, everybody. It is Wanda here this morning. How are you today? Welcome, everybody from Australia and all parts of the States and the US, Europe, the UK, South Africa, and Asia. People hopping on, how are you this morning? How are you? Say hello. And I know that most of you let me know where you're hopping on from. But look, listen, before I start, guys, can you grab yourself a pen and paper? Grab yourself a pen and paper because I'm going to give you some very, very important information today that I think will be very, very helpful for you in the next coming 4 weeks. So please, please, please grab yourself a pen and a paper. And so you can write down a few notes that I'm going to share with you this morning of the utmost important. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ella, Lisa, Trish, how are you? Kalisha, welcome, darling. It's good to see you. Eve, how are you, darling? Good to hear from you. Listen, before I start, you can see in the comments box today's tarot, and it's been making perfect sense to me. Look, last night I had a super download. I was awake for about 4 hours. So this morning I'm not sort of, working on all cylinders, if you like. My 6 cylinders, I think 2 of them have gone into shock mode. But look, there's been such deep awarenesses coming through for me that I need to share with you today. So number one is this. Yesterday I mentioned to you that I was going to have a half an hour special for my tarot readings. And last night a huge voice said to me, you need to really help. You need to get there because there's a huge shift coming in March and a lot of you will probably need my assistance. So I'm going to reduce my prices even more just for you to help you get to where you need to be. So if you feel aligned and if this resonates with you, comment to me or personal message me. And even those people who were on yesterday and I sent them the latest shift, there's another one. And I'm doing this because Spirit has requested that I do this, and I work purely from Spirit. And so who am I to say no? It's a big yes. Now, okay, here is what I want to talk about. I'm going to shuffle the cards while I'm doing it. The latest cards that we've been getting are about huge shifts, right? We've been getting the Tower. We've been getting the Alchemy card coming up. We've been getting changes and messages. And listen, I don't know whether you follow astrology, but I'm not an astrologist, but I follow astrology very, very closely. And this is what I have been feeling inside my soul, maybe for the last 3 weeks. And this is what I understand is happening right now. So we all need to be ready. The planet Uranus is the planet of technology. It's the planet of the future. And it went into retrograde. Retrograde means it went backwards. It doesn't actually mean it goes backwards. It sort of means that it sort of sits there for a bit. It doesn't sort of continue its move. It sort of stagnates there a little bit, if you like, to explain what retrograde means. But it went back into Aries. And so if you're an Aries person and you've been suffering with health, or you've had issues around your life and your personal life and your family and inside your person, that is because Uranus went backwards, and Aries was the sign that was deeply affected. Now, here's another thing. Uranus is moving forward now, and on March the 6th, the new moon is coming up in Pisces. What does that mean? Well, it means that all your things that you've put into structure, like your goals and your plans and all that kind of thing, and how you're planning out your year, it looks like there will be a time, and it's starting now, that leading up to the new moon, you're going to find yourself feeling that you want to go ahead and everything, and yet there's this other part of you that's going, oh, but I just want to chill, right? So you're going to find that when the new moon is in Pisces, Pisces is the symbol of the fish, and you know you can't catch a fish with your hands because they're super slippery. And what does that mean? It means that things could slip away from you, and we might want to hang on and keep to that structure. And this is happening days before the 6th. As a matter of fact, I can feel it unraveling now. So if you're feeling sometimes like you're going all over the shop, or if you are a Pisces person, or if you have a Pisces ascending, or Pisces is a predominant planet, a sign within your horoscope, then you will, and if you feel this, do not resist it. Do not resist and try to do something else at this time. Okay, just go with the flow and be like the fish swimming in the one direction, going with the flow of life. Do not hold on to that resistance. That's number one. Number two is Uranus is moving into the sign of Taurus at the same time. What does this mean for us? Well, it means that those informations I've been telling you about, not signing contracts and everything, at least for the next few weeks, do not sign anything. Do not go into anything new right now, okay? Anything that you put in place, like the new job or the new idea for the house to sell, car, whatever it is that you've got on a legal level, is going to be renegotiated. In other words, we've got Mercury also. Mercury is the planet of communications. And so therefore, that is why I'm saying to you right now, please listen to this and write it down, that Mercury is going also into retrograde. So anything to do with communications, your computers, everything like that may start getting buggered up, even electrical appliances. But ultimately, anything to do with legal papers, anything to do with paperwork, anything to do with renegotiated, nothing is set in concrete right now. That is the biggest clue. And if you get a change in anything happening right now, particularly if you've started something new since January, you're going to notice there's going to be a shift, or a shift in your roles, or a shift in your job, or a shift in something that you're doing. Paperwork, anything to do with what you've planned, just say right now, this very minute, that you've wanted to put into practice. There's going to be a shift. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be a bad shift. No, it doesn't mean that at all. It actually means that it's going to be a good shift, but you're going to have to go on the roller coaster. Just go with it. Do not resist it and get your knickers in a knot, because that will cause more problems for you. Does that make sense? Now, the Uranus planet is going to be in Taurus for the next 7 years. That makes it, now what did I write down? It makes it 2025. What does this mean for us? Taurus is about money. It is about world issues. It is about healing. So if you're a Taurus, or you've got Taurus rising, which is me, okay, that's me, Taurus rising, that is me. So if you've got that in your astrological sign, right, in your astrological, you know, what do you call it, your little map. Okay, so if you've got that happening, know that there's going to be big changes for you as well. I know that because we're moving in a few months' time. So having said that, Taurus governs the medical system. So we're going to see big changes in the medical system. We're going to see more of the alternative therapies come out into the world. Changes in the way in which we believe we heal, changes in the way in which we understand our medical system. There's going to be a big shockwave happening there. Thank God. And essential oils and natural therapies, sound therapy, are going to have a huge importance coming in the next 7 years. We're going to see a huge shift and change in jobs where people are going to be working more online. And I do part of that job. So aside from teaching art, I also work online. So you might want to have a look and see what you're doing in your life. If you're at that time like me in semi-retirement and you're looking to still earn some money, but you're looking at doing something new, it might be time to level up and learn. Uranus is the planet of the future of technology, and technology is going to be powerful over the next 7 years. So please listen to me when I'm not 7 years. Uranus is less, it's Taurus. But Uranus. So what I'm saying to you is this. Please have a look at Barbara Goldsmith or Susan Miller. They are the two astrologers that I follow because how they explain it is very simple. There's a bit more of a download about that, particularly if you're interested in that kind of thing and following that little bit for yourself. So I hope that I've made some sense for you. That's why we are, particularly now in March, and I understand why there's been this huge shift. We are really being pulled into our spiritual selves because this is what it's all about. Pisces and Taurus, Uranus, who governs the future, governs technology. It's all catapulting us. This is the awakening time. So you have to ask yourself the question, are you awake? Are you consciously aware? You know, and if you are consciously aware, then develop that. Make sure that you are doing everything you can to stay awake and do the personal development that is required of you to step into that, to be the best manifester. You are now getting into the point where you're understanding that you are the co-creator of your life. You don't have to wait for any government body to tell you what to do. You do it purely because it is your soul-centered feeling. So that is huge. That is huge. And when I woke up this morning very early, I think it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I just got all this download. So to recap, Barbara Goldsmith, write that down. Susan Miller, they're both really good astrologers. I've been following them for years. They sort of talk to you in layman's terms, and they help you understand what's going on. All right, and in terms of yourself, there's a huge shift going on. So be easy with yourself. What will that look like? A lot of people can get sick. You might have flu symptoms. Something within your digestion might pop up. Anything around the liver, your back, and even in your head. So if you're feeling those symptoms, sure, go to the doctor if you need to, go to a naturopath if you need to, but learn to look after yourselves, please. Okay, so here is today's card. Hopefully it is going to be of benefit to you all. I hope that information has been helpful. Maybe if you even type it in the comments box. So what have you been feeling the shift? Have you been feeling off lately? And the most important thing is really doing the meditation. And admittedly, this morning I did not do a meditation because I was so tired. I got out of bed and I had to clean the studio. All right, today's card is, whoa, oh my gosh. Okay, look at this. The moon energy. This is a major arcana card about the moon. The moon is about your emotions. All right, so this is telling me so much. The moon is going to be about your emotions. It's about your healing. It's about healing your past. Mercury going into retrograde very soon is also going to be forcing us in a way to go into our past to heal it. So if strange things come up in the next few days, or the next few weeks, I should say, just be very patient with yourself. Know that those thoughts are coming up because they need healing, and know also that in order to step forward into your greatness, you need to let this go. If you're hanging onto it and you're being right about it, and you did this and you did that and he did this and he did that, let it go. It's only your story. and we learn from our story, or we learn from our narrative. Our narrative can sometimes get in the way, and our narrative is important when we learn the lessons. I hope that makes a lot of sense to you. But this is a very powerful card, especially after I've talked about all the astrological aspects that are going on right now. And this is to be very wary of what's coming up, to feel very, very connected to your emotions right now, and just feeling the feels, feel them. And if they're intense, just sit there with them, allow them to slowly dissipate until they have no more control. Now, I've often talked about this particular prayer, and I know that some of you who've been watching me for a long time now understand this prayer, the Ho'oponopono prayer, the Hawaiian prayer of love and healing. And that is a very simple prayer. I always start with putting my hand on my heart and saying this: I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. Now, you can download that from YouTube and have a listen to it. Say that prayer to yourself. When you say, I'm sorry, it could mean several things. You're healing those very deep layers, and even those deep karmic layers. The reason why you are married to a certain person, or the reason why you got into a weird relationship, or the reason why you've got a strange relationship with one of your parents that's never been healed. And does it mean you have to accept that? Well, in one way you do. You accept the status quo, but then you move forward. Forgive yourself for being part of that, or forgive the situation and move forward, and do it with love in your heart. Does that make sense? So this is a very powerful card, guys. This is, because it's a major arcana card, it means it's going to be the undertow for all this 12 months. So, and in 12, it could be 12 weeks. So I'm giving it 12 weeks, very powerful energy in that one. Hi, everybody who's joined on. And now I'm going to read for, let's have a look. Oh, geez, I know that okay, so I'm going, oh, it keeps moving. Let's have a look. I'm going to read for Vladdy. Is it Vladdy? Oh my God, I don't even know if I've sent it with anyway, Vladdy, this is for you. And if you're a male, welcome. I love it when guys hop on, because I know that I get a lot of women hopping on, and that is awesome. Of course, I really do appreciate, I'm so grateful that you hop on with me in the morning and to say hello. And I hope that my 9:45 time is much better. But I'm going to talk more about these shifts and changes to help you along. I hope you've written that down. Barbara Goldsmith, Vladdy, this is for you. Barbara Goldsmith and Susan Miller. Miller spelled Miller. I think that Barbara Goldsmith is in Greece. She's an English lady, and Susan Miller is an American, and I follow their astrology. It's usually very simple, and they talk in layman's terms. So please, here we are. Vladdy, here we are. And we know what's for Vladdy is also for us. There we are. Angel of Friendships. The Angel of Friendships for you, Vladdy, is seek out true friendships. And this is for all of us right now, because this card here about the emotions is also letting go of people in your life that no longer are connected to you. As you shift and change, so do your family and friends. And is that a bad thing? No, it isn't. You don't have to hate people who you're not connected with anymore. And sometimes letting go is the best thing that you can do. Okay, Vladdy, for you, it's now looking at new partnerships, looking at new bonds coming in. And sometimes when some of us have had divorce, or we've had someone pass away, like a partner pass away, and we think, oh, I'm never going to get married again, or I'm never going to do this again. Why are you selling yourself short? Life is not meant to be lonely. And you create your own loneliness by doing that. You know, if you sometimes, I know that as human beings, we must have time on our own sometimes. We must have that time. And particularly if you're the kind of a woman who gives all the time. And then if you've got someone in your life, you giving to them, and you take the focus off you. You take the focus off your own healing and looking after you, because you're too busy looking after yourself. And it's an old program. Because when you look after yourself, you can give more. So Vladdy, if you've been in a situation where you've lost friends or you've lost a partnership lately, new things are coming. And this is magnifying this card. So you will find new relationships. Don't be afraid to be on your own. All right, I know what being on your own is like, because I've been on my own for a lot of years, and I know what that's like. And trust me, I did my biggest changes when I was on my own. So for you guys out there, I think I've spent long enough gas bagging today. Thank you for your attention. If you've got any questions about these, please, by all means, will you PM me or drop them in the comments box. And like I said, I've got a super special price to help you all with this big shift going on. Right, a half-an-hour reading with a special price based on a numerological sign of the spiritual energy of God. So please, that is the price that I will be presenting to you, but I'm going to give you that price on when you PM me. And all of those of you who PM'd me yesterday, I'm going to give you that new price, because I've been guided by Spirit to do this. So, oh yes, now who was it? I just saw something there. Whatever, oh, this is another thing I wanted to say. Taurus is the planet of beauty, and we are all being called, every single one of us are being called to step into our gifts of what we do naturally. So what do you do naturally, and what is it that you can give to the world that's got nothing to do with your 9-to-5 bullshit job? Okay, be grateful for the job, yes, because it pays your money. But now it's time to step into your soul energy. And it's time now for you to step into sharing your gifts with the world, because you will be paid for that. And the changes of money is happening in 7 years' time. I don't even know what's going to be happening. But I do know one thing, that our fiscal system is hugely shifting. And it's going to be shifting because there's going to be enough for everybody on the planet to use. And that is the new world. It is the new world that we're stepping into. And so with that, guys, I've got the friendships and I've got changes around relationships, and that is all okay. Let it go, let it be done. You looking after yourself, and remember the Piscean energy with the new moon coming in. The new moon is about new beginnings, but it's in Pisces, which is going to create a bit of a wobble in your system right now and how you've done your things. Like I said before, I'm just summarizing for you now. So yes, hang on, Heather, if you've been getting that feeling to be a healer, you can do that already. You don't really need to do a course, because it's what you have now. Okay, I knew that right from the very get-go when I was young, that I was a healer. I'm just wondering what new things are coming up for me, because I've been throwing a lot of things out lately, not just decluttering my stuff, but also my business my business. So yeah, guys, I think I've talked enough today. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your love. I love it when I'm talking and I can see these little bubbles of hearts and hellos coming up. So thank you very, very much for that. It's a pleasure to serve you as usual. And as you know, I'm here working from Spirit, sharing my love, sharing my soul readings are what I do best. I love it. I love helping you that way. So please, please, please make use of my service. I hope that I can be of service to you. In the meantime, guys, have a beautiful day, and I will see you again when? Tomorrow. Bye for now.